Okay, for this video we're only going to focus on removing the coupler gear here and getting the lens off and all that other fun stuff. The coupler gear itself is made up of an actual gear and then a little cap or cover on top. All that you have to do is simply unscrew this top cap here. Might take a little bit of work, but you can unscrew it and it'll start coming off. Just keep going. Most of the time it'll just fall right off, and that's okay. So as you can see, it's just a little gear, a pin in the back that screws in to keep the gear in place. You're going to want to make sure before you remove that gear to set your rangefinder dial to the 3-foot mark. Now if it goes past the 3-foot mark, you're going to want to put it all the way past it, and when you remove the lens you can fix it and line it back up. Just make sure you push it all the way up to the top. To get the gear out though, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just pull straight up and it comes right off. And now you can see the little tab that holds the coupler gear in place, little notch. If you want to clean this, you can put some light oil on it, like what would be on a sewing machine. And then of course rotate the rangefinder and gear around there. To clean this actual gear itself, you could soak it in some lighter fluid for a little bit, and then let it air dry it off before you put it back on. Now to remove the lens, it's fairly simple. It's just a screw mount lens, so all you have to do is just screw it off. And there it is. Now you have access to the leaf shutter and everything else. You can actually take the lens apart. There's only 3 screws on here. I'd leave that for more advanced messing around with the camera. I have not done that myself. I'm just worried about making sure everything works okay, and any of the more advanced features are quite beyond me. Now, if you can get the lens off, and if you want to fix where on the dial your camera shows up, because most of these are great for people who are learning how to fix cameras. They'll mess with it, try to fix it, and some people may just stop right there. Or I have another Argus C3 that had some ASA 80 Coda Color 2 in it. Someone didn't, I guess, know about the stop tab button and tried rewinding the film, and it was torn in half, and they just chucked the camera aside out of disgust. That was in pretty bad shape, but this one was in better condition, and the rangefinder dial's all messed up, and a bunch of other stuff. But if you want to fix the rangefinder readings, you're going to screw your lens back on all the way, and you're going to want to set your rangefinder dial to the infinity position. Now from here you're going to take the lens and screw it from my position what would be counterclockwise, just so that the teeth of this gear can just touch the start of the lens. That's so that when this is set to infinity, the lens will be set to its farthest distance, which we assume, if it's calibrated correctly, is actually infinity. So we're just going to go ahead and mess with where the lens is placed with the gear itself. The teeth will definitely match up with the rangefinder, but you might have to twist the lens a little bit until you get these two to come into place. To make sure, push it all the way over to infinity. Mine's close enough. From there, once this lens is set to infinity, you can just screw the cap back on. Make sure it's flat. Not tilted. Should go on pretty easily, I think. But having a little bit of trouble with this for whatever reason. Just go straight down. Actually, I think I know what the problem is. You should return the lens first to the 3 position setting, which should now line up pretty much exactly. And then you can go ahead, screw the lens cap back on. So now you fixed the rangefinder setting. It'll accurately be at 3 feet and all lined up. So now you can use it for rangefinding settings for even older cameras. Like if you have a Kodak Bantam or some kind of folding camera, use this, figure out the range and put in that and all that stuff, and you should get an accurate reading. You can easily test it out by taking a photo of something away at 3 feet and checking the focus. That'd be one way of doing it. For anything past that, someone else will have to give you more advice, but taking the lens off is fairly simple. A quick overview of the process is to set your rangefinder to the 3-foot position. Screw off this little cap, pull out the coupler gear itself, unscrew the lens. Once you're done with that, you can just screw. After that, you're going to put the, if you want to clean the shutter, you can do that. But then you're going to set the rangefinder back to infinity, screw the lens back on, set the gear in, and get the teeth on the actual lens here to line up just with the rangefinder so the two fall in place correctly. You're going to have to turn it a little bit to get it there. From there, you're going to set the camera back to the 3-foot position and screw the cap back on. It's a fairly fast process and shouldn't actually take 7 minutes to explain this, but I thought I'd go through it kind of slowly. Any more questions, or if you want pictures, whatever, just let me know. Alright, thanks for watching.